Hey you guys, it's Elle here. So today for another one on our series Beauty Through the Ages, I did a look for Brooke Shields, and it was kind of more on her iconic when she was doing the Calvin Klein ads. It's very 80s, and I'm a child of the 80s, so I had a blast doing it. So let's get started. Alright, so we're now going to do the Brooke Shields look of the 80s, and the 80s were a classic time in makeup, cracking me up when I was looking at pictures for this look. But Brooke Shields was obviously iconic. She was those big, bold, bushy brows, obviously made a statement with her Calvin Klein piece, with her being so young. So that's the kind of look that we're going to go after today. So I'm going to actually move you a little bit. So my beautiful model Virginia, she has great cheekbones already, but Brooke had these really beautifully kind of over-exaggerated bronzy cheekbones. And the contouring at that period didn't really come down too far. It kind of just stayed back here towards the earlobe and down the jawline. So that's where we're going to keep our contouring, and I'm just going to kind of take my sponge and just blend it in ever so slightly. She has this great peach stained blush, and it's actually, the color is right up here for her look. So that's where we're going to go ahead and take this color. And this is by Tarte, and this is called Blissful, and I'm just going to tap this right here. And then I'm going to take my sponge and I'm just going to kind of work that in. Just working that in. And we'll go over this a little bit with a little powder, but this cheek stain is beautiful because it looks like it's naturally flushed. And kind of work that back in here. And the skin was not overly matte, but it definitely didn't have the dewiness that we have now. So when we're all done, we'll go back through and kind of matte this skin out. Alright, so for the eye, we're going to actually start with the Laura Mercier cream color, and this is in Rum Satin. And this is kind of like a taupe color with a yellow undertone to it. And the kind of eye shape that she had for this look was an all-over placement of shadow. So there really wasn't a crease. Go close. There really wasn't a crease. It was just more of an overall wash of color. And it kind of came out kind of messily, in my opinion, to the side here in this kind of typical 80s V out to the side here. And it's just this kind of light wash of color on her. So we're just going to take this cream color, working it all the way in. And I notice I didn't use a primer or anything because I want to work with the natural color that she has going on in her lid already. So we're going to bring this color kind of all the way up into this brow bone and out to the side. So you can see this kind of great wash of color that kind of goes out, and I would call it a Cobra Kai, because the hair that used to do this thing that went whoa. We called it the Cobra Kai. Yes, I am a child of the 80s.
Oh, yes, you are.
And we're going to take that same color, and we're just going to kind of run it underneath the bottom lash line just a little bit. And you want to keep the color just on the outside. We don't want to bring this too far in. Kind of in her look for this, it was really focused on the outside corner of the eye. We're going to take a pencil brush and work this into like kind of a smokiness on the outside of the eye. Again, working it all the way out. So we're going to start with our Kryolan palette, and we're actually going to take this kind of brown mocha color and this kind of brown but has an auburn feel to it next to it, both of these together, and go ahead and tap off the excess. We don't need a lot of color. Going close. And we're just going to work this on the outside corner of the eye. Again, there was no crease, so we're bringing this up to the brow bone and all the way out. But we're not going to bring this into the center of the eye or near the tear duct. Again, kind of along the lash line and working our way up into the brow bone and out. And we're going to bring this along the bottom lash line as well. Same color, look all the way up. And smoke out this bottom lash line just again on the outside of the eye, following in line with the top color shadow that we brought out, exaggerated out here. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to put, her lashes are already curled, and we're just going to put a coat of mascara on the top and the bottom. Alright, so now for the signature Brooke Shields brow. She has fantastic brows. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna actually comb them up because Brooke Shields' signature brow was not filled in tremendously, just a little bit on the tail, but it's fun because this part right here kind of went up in spikes. It's kind of a neat thing that we don't really do anymore, but this whole section right here is like spiky. It's awesome. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to brush them up, and then I'm going to take a little bit of my Anastasia Brow Set and kind of bring this in and go with that same motion and same formation to keep them in place and to keep them kind of naturally highlighted with some of that brow set. And then take your favorite brow pencil and just gently draw in just the tail ever so slightly, just to give this part a little bit of shape. And her brows kind of went in a downward motion. And I'm just going to extend this tail just a little bit to give it a little bit of definition. All right, to finish this look off, we're going to actually use a nude lipstick. And it had almost a frosted feel to it. In the 80s, they were known for frosted pink lips. So we're going to start with, again, my Kryolan palette, and we're going to start with this nude color right here. And we're not going to use a lip liner. We're just going to kind of fill this in with this nudie color to start out with. And then her lip has a little bit of a gold feel, or a yellow undertone, or a gold undertone to it. So we're going to take this color right here and kind of implement that in the color that we've already created. So now to give this lip a little bit more of that frosted look, I'm going to take this loose powder. It's called metallic powder number 129 in copper. And I'm just going to take a small amount on the back of my hand, just right here, just like this. And I'm going to put my lip pencil in there and just ever so slightly kind of dab this around the lip. And it's going to make that frosted kind of 80s, more on the matte side with a frosted look to this lip. I couldn't find a lipstick that matched that color kind of perfectly, so I just had to create it with a loose pigment. You can add loose pigment to anything to kind of get that look that you're going for. And then to kind of complete this look, I'm just going to take Organism by Nars and just gently run this right here to give that 80s punch of color on the cheeks. Well, that was the final look, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, don't forget to subscribe and comment below if you guys have any others that you guys would like me to recreate. It's going to be a series that's going to be on for a little while, and I'm excited to share with you all the kind of tips and techniques from those different ages. All right, you guys, see you on the next one. Thanks so much.